Good morning. Neptune is retrograding. So, we are going to see things much clearer and we're going to have a clearer path forward than we had the last 6 months. Neptune is retrograding for 6 months. So, what I saw, I did a reading on EU and the European Parliament, Union, the countries. And the leaders are actually going to step up during this period and want to communicate. And that has, I'm not so sure, I think it's Uranus going into Gemini and Neptune retrograding that made this shift. I posted that I was quite surprised over how good of a reading they actually got last week. And Europe as a continent, a unity, is going to see things much clearer. Like, they see that Putin actually is struggling, even if he tries his best to make everybody believe that he is strong, everything is fine, financially, nothing is bothering him. The leaders of Europe is starting to see that, yeah, no, that's not true at all. So they are not kind of jumping into conclusions. They are not reacting to things. They let things take their time, but they shouldn't wait too long. This is an energy of, if we take the French president, for example, he was supposed to learn to pause before he did something, because him going into a meeting with Putin alone without having any kind of backup or strategic team behind him that is from another country, that would be a failure. So he needs to speak to, I've said this before, like Germany or Sweden before he actually makes a move. That kind of grounds him in an energy that Putin resonates more with. And now he needs to make decisions faster. It's speeding up. We needs to do something. Something needs to move here. So he needs to take that, what he learned, like speak to Germany and Sweden first, and then make a decision, but make it fast. You can't wait. You need to kind of move. And that is the kind of energy we are moving into. What we learned from the last energy, implement it, and now move faster. Whatever it was, we obviously just had the French president here. I have spoken some about William, and was it something else? I guess like Sweden and immigration and all of that. It just starts to itch every time I just turn off my camera. It's just itching everywhere. It drives me crazy. I think it's like immigration, and this is what we need to kind of see and work with, and it's going to move fast now. So we need to be able to know what we learned before and then just make it speed up. This morning I felt like the leaders of Europe, let's pretend that a lot of them kind of watch me. But I'm guessing me being Europe, I guess, the people here. And they waking up and they turn on this channel and they really wish that I wouldn't need to do this. They really wish that I could just go out there and have fun and just do what made me happy and feel safe and secure and don't have to worry about this. So I think that is what is revealed towards people in power in Europe now, like the feeling they have. I wish we just had it together. I just wish we spoke more to each other, and just collaborated more. I wish the EU was the force we wanted to be seen as, and truly is, are. That I think is what is going on with our leaders. My God, it's just itching like, ah. This starts when I turn on the camera. I'm not itching like this normally. So that I think is something that they are going through. Was it something more? I don't think so. When it comes to Putin, I think we are starting to see him more clearly. He right now is not in the best energy. He is very aggressive when he speaks to his people around him, people in Kremlin. His facade is starting to crumble, both like loyalty wise, emotions towards him, financially. It starts to crumble. It's still like secrets, but I think secrets around the people around him kind of keep secrets from him. He is in the energy of either you tell me now or someone else is going to tell for you. And he wants to expose that, but people around him are starting to see the cracks, because this is the energy that we are in. In the past, there was a lot of admiration. It was a lot of like looking up to him. That is not the case. He's still very strong. He's still very resilient. He is strong, but he's starting to be alone. He doesn't act in like cohesion, is that the word, with everybody else. And they are starting to feel it. They it isn't lies, it isn't maybe betrayal, maybe just something. Someone is not being truthful, someone is, and it is about financial stability. It is about the loyalty and trust that isn't there any longer, and it starts to show. So that is what's happening with Putin and his inner. They feel like they didn't get to rest. No vacation for them. He came after them. Maybe it was a strategy of his. Like, yeah, no, you don't get to rest. You don't get to celebrate. You don't get to do anything. We are going to find the people that are betraying me or feel like they can or have some kind of a capacity of overthrown him. So paranoia, maybe some kind of, because he doesn't look good at all, and they just look tired, and it's just not sincere. He's not a part of a collective any longer. So that is what I see for Putin. And then we have Putin with the Russian people. And that reading is quite interesting because he's seen as like this bold, taking action figure, quite strong. But if he goes too far, it can be kind of like an ego thing. And they are starting to kind of express some form of spark. And I've noticed that a lot of Russians speak well about Putin online, and I don't think it's only Putin himself that puts it out there. I think that some people actually do hope, and this reading kind of points towards it. They truly hope that he is capable of getting them out of this with respect, with being seen as, the ego thing, being seen as who they are. And I think that picture of him is going to falter if he doesn't do things differently, because this stubbornness of wanting his own way is starting to kind of crack that hope of it. So he is in, like, let's say that he actually would kind of speak with the French president or whomever in some kind of a peace talk, and they actually make a deal that would benefit both Russia and the West. The Russian people would kind of have a renewed faith in him. He would be seen as someone that actually can manage his position. He is now extremely stubborn. He feels like he needs to have his way, and the West, Europe, needs to just back down, or we need to. And he is not getting anywhere with that, because our leaders are starting to see him very clearly that he is just like, he is projecting something outwardly that isn't really true. It is cracking from the inside, and everybody can see it, everybody knows it. So that he is kind of having this forceful energy when he speaks a lot about what Europe does wrong. It doesn't serve him. So if he asked me, I would say make it a deal, because he is losing. He's starting to lose with his own people. What they want is to be independent from the West, like have their own thing going on. Be respected, obviously, they are Russian. They felt like, what they feel is like, he is giving, the Russian people, he is giving towards some parts of Russia. And I guess it is the rich people and the military, while he forgets about the other parts of Russia. There was a new beginning. So something has happened, something strange change in energy here. So they want to have faith in him. It's like with Neptune moving retrograde. It is like, okay, we have a clean slate. We give him another chance. Let's see what he is capable of. We need to get out of this war. We need, with respect, with dignity, we need to lift these sanctions. We need to be like the independent Russia. We need to. And can he do it? Is pretty much what I get from this reading. And they are going to give him that chance again to, like, defend him. No, he can, like, make this right. So it's kind of up to Putin. So I guess Europe's part, with our leaders being more clear, they know that from inside Kremlin is actually starting to, like, crumble. So they know that he needs to make a deal. Let's say it that way. So for him to say that he wants like Ukraine, that he wants, he will never back down. It will not serve him in the long run. So what I would suggest for the European leaders would be to be like kind and bring solutions to the table, like try, without giving like land. It's just something like we would regret it in the long run if we gave him land. I don't know what it is. It's just like that is like a no. Everything else. And that would kind of change things. Would Europe would they seem to be weak then? I don't know. I think he can spin everything around, obviously. It's Putin we're speaking about. Everything is weakness, even if he actually isn't the strong one. He projected he wants to be. But the thing is that what the Russian people want now is to get out of this with respect and dignity. Can he do it? So the West and Europe needs to kind of have a strategy towards that energy. I don't know if he can do it. What will happen? I guess we have to figure that one out eventually. I don't think that I'm going to lay cards on it quite yet. He is still. He didn't go to the BRICS convention they have now because he is wanted. And for some reason, I think that should be like out there. That like our leaders should actually speak about it. Like he is wanted. That shouldn't be a like a hidden secret. And I don't know how you. I have no idea how you propose something to him while also speaking about this in extremely clear manner. Like truth needs to be revealed. Truth needs to kind of come up there. But for some reason I just feel like our leaders in Europe are starting to kind of do what they are supposed to do. They see things very clearly, and it's Uranus in Gemini is a lot about communication. It's a lot about like working together. It's a lot about collaboration and travel and technology and learning. Gemini is so much for learning, but it also like two-faced. Like it's like the West knows that Putin. Let's say they're all of them. Just watch my readings, and my readings are just like 110% true. Let's just say that this is actually what is going on with Putin, his people, and the Russians. And they just see it and they just know. So how would like a strategy after that like evolve, if you get what I'm saying? I don't know. I think this is interesting. They want to end this not growing part of Russia. Like we don't get anywhere. We are just stuck in something that doesn't grow because Putin is focused on this war. Is costing us a lot of money. We know that Putin and Kremlin are fighting about the financial stability and the loyalty and the love for Russia and they are starting to kind of betray each other, and the Russian people just feel like this money they are willing to actually defend him if he. It's like you have 6 months. if that makes sense. You have 6 months. We are healing this. We are believing in you. You are a strong leader. You can take action. I have no idea what will happen after these 6 months, because he's still wanted. If he goes to a country where he can be taken, he knows that he will be. So I don't know how he will wiggle himself out of this. I don't know. Maybe I need to do another reading with his actions, his next action, what he sees, how he sees Europe, what Europe is going to do. Because in my previous readings, I saw Europe as, okay, we can't wait on the US any longer. We need to be strong. We need to be a force to be reckoned with. We need to speak to each other. We need to know everybody's strengths, everybody's weaknesses. Like how I speak about the countries, like Sweden isn't bombs and like this whole we are going out to war thing. We are extremely intelligent and we want to get out of stuff. We just want out. So that is like what you have to kind of work with, even if we probably need to accept that we need to kind of be a part of EU too, like Europe, and not just be so extremely Swedish. But I think that Europe is going to kind of stand up now. We have that energy of now we want to be a force to be reckoned with. We are extremely competent. We see things clearly. We see Putin for what he is, what is like happening around him. Obviously, he can't really be trusted because we can do everything right from our end. He can just be extremely stubborn and just bomb Ukraine even more, obviously. But our leaders are not going to feel, they're not going to be manipulated. And he's going to feel that. He's going to feel like Europe is not as easily manipulated any longer. We don't react to things that he does out of these emotional hiccups that he has. Like he just feels like he wants to drop bombs. It's not a strategy, which is weird because he wants to be seen as an extremely competent strategist. But he makes those decisions, like speaking to Trump and then dropping bombs because there is no reason. He didn't plan it, he just did because he was frustrated. You know, that is not how you strategize. So this is quite interesting. Neptune going retrograde and Uranus going into Gemini just shifted everything. And Europe needs to start to talk more and put through truth out there and communicate with each other and just, yeah, step up, I guess, because Europe is worth it. It's time not to wait on the US, not to feel like we can't or we are too divided, or because we aren't. We just don't speak to each other or respect how different we actually are. And I've just spoken about what is it, like Sweden, Norway, Finland, Italy, France, England, and Germany. There is a whole bunch of other countries that I even spoken about with their own astrology signs that are so unique for them and how they work and how they contribute to Europe, EU, and NATO, and all of that. So yeah, I think that's enough. for this time. This has been extremely interesting. I'm happy I did it. It feels less heavy now. When I woke up this morning, I just felt like this story just lies on my shoulders. Now I feel that it doesn't. It is not my. I might speak about it, but it's not my story to actually take action in. That is the leaders of Europe. I can't say something about the Russians or can't influence them because they're not watching me. I hope they do one day and that they like me, well, that they like what I'm saying, obviously. I can't do anything about Putin, obviously. I can say what he is, what kind of a mindset he is, what kind of a relationships he has around him. But I can just tell this story as clearly as I can tell it. But the heaviness is not mine to carry. So I'm done.